Hey, how's it going? I'm Andy Contaguglia, a lawyer based here in Denver, Colorado. I'm bringing you your legal lessons in business. I'm here to help educate you about the law in business. I believe that learning about the law in business is essential for developing fundamental strategies and success in business. If this is your first time visiting our channel, please subscribe to get a more detailed understanding about the legal problems that you can encounter while running and managing your business. In this video, I had the great opportunity to join my close friend Sarah Gallegos, an amazing real estate agent here in Denver, along with the crew of the American Dream. We sat down and we discussed a few of the legal issues that people encounter when buying and selling real estate. And your legal lesson starts now.
All right, welcome back to the American Dream. We're going into Denver to find out what's going on in the real estate market over there. I get to speak with Sarah Gallegos. She's an award-winning real estate agent with Keller Williams Advantage Realty. She's a special guest, Andy Contaguglia. We're touching on legal issues. He is a super lawyer. He's AVO 10.0 ranked business lawyer. Sarah and Andy, how's it going today?
Great, Kara. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you.
Awesome. So good. So, Sarah, touch on how Andy and you work together.
So Andy is a great partner of mine in the aspect of anytime I have any kind of legal question, I can ask him that question or I can refer my clients to him to ask those questions.
Awesome. It sounds like you guys have a really great working relationship. You have to have, a symbiotic relationship between you two. So Andy, one question people want to know, what do you see as one of the most important legal issues surrounding the purchase and sale of real estate today?
Well, the reality is there are so many, but what I see primarily is the issues concerning sellers' disclosures. So when you're selling a house and you have an opportunity to sort of list all the issues, problems that might be listing in the house, you have an obligation to make sure you don't mislead the buyer as to what's wrong with the property. So the problems that come up here are people trying to hide problems in the home, not being forthright and not forthcoming with the information that they are in fact providing to the buyer to make sure that the buyer is making an intelligent decision in buying that property. And then from this purchaser standpoint, one thing I see also is when you have an opportunity to actually review those disclosures, you want to make sure, maybe even follow up on some of the things that are being said there. For example, did the seller pull a permit to build the deck in the back of the house? Did they get the certificate of occupancy when they built the man cave in the basement? So really when we're talking about these disclosure issues, it's a matter of, did somebody intentionally mislead a buyer? Did they do it accidentally, or did they, make some form of, negligent misrepresentation, so to speak?
So it sounds like a little bit of clarification goes a long way in a situation like that. And this sounds like something that's a personal seller selling their personal home to a buyer. Now, what happens when it's an investment standpoint, when a buyer is purchasing an investment? What are the legal issues in that aspect?
That's another really great question. What I see happen in situations like this is, nowadays with mortgage rates so low, you see people wanting to purchase properties for investment purposes. And what ends up happening in that situation is you may buy a home or a townhouse or some type of condominium in a covenant-controlled community or a property that's regulated by a homeowners association without realizing that you can't lease your property out for short term. So while you can purchase a property and lease it out to a tenant for a long period of time, like a year or 2 years or more, many people nowadays want to take advantage of buying these secondary properties to take advantage of things like HomeAway or Airbnb, quick corporate people coming in and renting the buildings for, short periods of time. But what you may find out is that the covenants or the homeowners association may not allow for you as a business owner or as a homeowner to lease the building out for that short period of time. So it's important before you go into a secondary market like this to buy these properties that you make sure that you check the homeowners association and the covenants to make sure that you can in fact put these homes on the market for short periods of time for Airbnb or HomeAway or something like that.
Sure. It sounds like as a buyer, you have a lot of due diligence to go through. So it's really important to have professionals like you on that end. Sarah, in short, what's the Denver market looking like right now?
So we still have very low inventory. We have just over 3,600 homes on the market in the major counties that make up the Denver metro area. So very low inventory, very competitive for buyers out there, great for sellers.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like Denver's on fire. I'm really glad buyers and sellers have you two to turn to. So thank you so much, Sarah and Andy, for being on The American Dream.
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks so much for watching The American Dream. We'll be right back with more.
That's how you do it, B-roll.